Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 4. That's right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've only got 3 left after today of my favorite 31 hard rock and heavy metal album countdown of the 70s. We've been doing it each and every day here this month in July, 31 days in the month. We have picked out together, because we do all this together, our 31 favorite hard and heavy albums of the 70s. Lots of great ones have come already. We still have 4 stupendous ones to come, right? Today. On this very day, it's the second album from this British band. Released. Actually, it's a British band, although not all the guys in the band are British, or were British, I should say. Released May 17th, 1976, recorded at Musicland Studios in Munich, Germany. Produced by Martin Birch for Oyster/Polydor Records. I'm talking about Rainbow Rising. You knew it was coming, right? You knew it was coming at some point. It's just where does it land, right? This, I was even not sure where to actually put this. I knew this was a top 5. Is it a number 3, a number 2, a number 4, a number 5? I mean, it's hard to sometimes rank these because we're splitting hairs because all these albums I'm talking about are just like, they're absolute favorites of mine, right? So it's number 4. Could it be higher? Yeah, for sure. Does it really matter? Nah, not really. I love it. That's all that really matters. Of course, this is the legendary, classic, in my opinion, lineup of Rainbow. It's a shame they only did this one album together of this exact lineup. Ronnie James Dio on lead vocals, Ritchie Blackmore on guitars, Cozy Powell on drums, Jimmy Bain on bass, and Tony Carey on keyboards, along with the Munich Philharmonic Orchestra, with Fritz Sonnleitner, concertmaster, and Rainer Pesch as the conductor, right? Yeah. Epic album. Arguably the first power metal album. Arguably, you could say there's bits of progressive metal in here as well. It's epic metal. It's, to me, in my opinion, you got some songs on here that are the greatest vocal performances of Ronnie James Dio in his career. Again, just my opinion. This album, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules, to me, those are his 3 greatest vocals. Yeah, you can, Long Live Rock and Roll too, right? There's some stuff on there as well. But I always cite this album as my favorite vocal album from Ronnie. He's just amazing on here. It starts off with the hard and heavy Tarot Woman with that really cool, eerie synth solo leading it off from Tony Carey. Then you got the furious Run with the Wolf. Lady Starstruck. It's just called Starstruck. Lady Starstruck. She's nothing but bad luck. That's kind of like Rainbow's little kind of groovy boogie on this album. Then you got Do You Close Your Eyes, right? Another fast and frantic rocker there. A lot of people talk about this album, they're like, wow, this album is like, people rate this as a classic primarily for side 2. And I get that. And that has a lot to do with it. I will say, though, there are at least 3 songs on side 1 that are absolutely terrific. The other one is really good. I think everything on side 1 is really good to great. Tarot Woman is just absolutely terrific. I love that. I've always been a fan of Starstruck and Run with the Wolf. Do You Close Your Eyes is probably my least favorite out of all of them, but whatever. All really, really great. Side 2 is epic and legendary. Stargazer. I was driving around the other day. Generally, I bought a new vehicle not that long ago, and of course they don't come with CD players anymore, right? So I've got 3 iPod classics, 160 gig iPod classics that are filled with music, and you have to I bought a little wireless doohickey because those are not built with Bluetooth, right? Those old iPod classics, right? So they're not really compatible with anything anymore. So I had to buy one of those little transmitters that you plug into the bottom of it that transmits, Bluetooth wirelessly to the stereo. And I generally use that in the car, but the other day, for whatever reason, I was going here and there, running a bunch of errands, and it's always a pain in the ass to constantly be connecting that. So I just had Sirius XM, I had Ozzy's Boneyard on, and Rainbow Rising came on, and I was driving to the gym. And I had to sit in the car and finish the whole song. And man, did I every time I listen to Stargazer, I get completely moved. Especially the whole second half of the song. Man, Ronnie's vocals and just the power of the track just just takes me to a different place, and just, I still mourn his death. And when I hear that song, to me, that is the ultimate Ronnie James Dio song right there. Such a great track. Even right now, thinking about it, I'm getting emotional. I just absolutely love Stargazer to death. It's one of my all-time favorite songs. And then you got Light in the Black. And, Cozy Powell's drumming on both of those songs, just immense. And Richie's guitar. I mean, the whole band is just firing on all cylinders. But Light in the Black is just tremendous. You got that great Tony Carey synth solo followed by a Richie solo, right? There's really good, I think the framework for like what Yngwie Malmsteen was doing in the early Rising Force days, very much rooted in this album. A lot of power metal bands, the Stradivarius, all those other bands, Symphony X, this album, huge influence right there. So, yeah, I mean, Stargazer and Light in the Black, 2 8-minute long epics on side 2 to close out the album. Just immense, just really, really great. I absolutely love this album to death. Charting information. Australia, number 33. Canada, number 17. German charts, number 38. Japan, 12. I expected that. New Zealand, 36. Sweden, 23. UK, 11. US Billboard charts, number 48. And as far as certification goes, Australia, gold, 20,000 units sold. Japan, gold, 100,000 units sold. United Kingdom, gold, 100,000 units sold. And the UK, with the deluxe edition, get this, the deluxe edition in 2011 went silver in the UK, another 60,000 units sold. No certification here in the States, unfortunately. And Sal, nothing in Italy. No charts, no nothing. Some accolades. I do want to mention this because I think this is also key here. Kerrang! Magazine in 1981 ranked this as the greatest heavy metal album of all time at number 1. When Kerrang! Did it again in 1989, it ranked as number 14, 100 greatest heavy metal albums of all time. Q Magazine in 2004 named this one of the 30 greatest classic rock albums ever. Kerrang! Magazine once again in 2005, 100 best British rock albums ever. British rock albums ever, number 74. And Classic Rock Magazine in 2006 ranked this number 18 on the 100 greatest British rock albums ever. That says it all right there, right? Like I said, unfortunately, this lineup would not stay together. Tony Carey and Jimmy Bain would be out shortly thereafter to replace by, was it David Stone, right? David Stone and Bob Daisley. Although they would record some stuff for the Long Live Rock and Roll album, but it was mainly the other guys came in and finished up whatever and did the tour. So, but yeah, it's a shame we never got more from this other than this album and the onstage live album. But, you have other live albums that have been released subsequently that do feature this particular lineup that are probably a little more fulfilling than the onstage album, which I love. But I think, the Live in Germany, and there's a couple of them that came out. Of course, one of them features a Stargazer, which was not on the onstage album. Quite frankly, the fact that Stargazer was not featured on stage, which they played on that tour, I think is one of the big crimes of the 70s live albums. I think that Rainbow live album would be considered one of the absolute greats of that decade had it included Stargazer, maybe a little less of all the long bluesy jam and stuff, right? Because they could have fit it on there. Just my opinion, right? So anyway, let us know what you think of Rainbow Rising, which comes in at number 4 for me in my top 31 hard rock and heavy metal albums of the 70s countdown. Let us know what you think as well as your pick for number 4. And stay tuned for tomorrow for number 3. And visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations as well as our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool SOT shirts like this gorgeous, I call this the serpent shirt, right? I love this one with the kind of cool psychedelic looking snake, right? Whatever. Very, very cool colors on these. Awesome shirt. You can get all different colors and whatnot. So go check out that link below. And please do hit the like button before you leave. And we'll see you real soon here. Of course, it's Friday. Martin Popoff's coming into the Funhouse momentarily, so we'll be getting together just a little bit to do another fun episode about what-if scenarios. So stay tuned for that. We've also got later on today, 3 o'clock this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, we got Ken Golden coming into the Zoom with me to talk about some cool new releases that are coming out today in prog metal and power metal and fusion and whatnot. So that's coming up later this afternoon. Tomorrow we got the UK connection, Simon Bray and Stephen Reed and myself, up to more mayhem, so stay tuned for that. And then Sunday is ranking the albums. Rick Labonte is joining me for a ranking of the catalog of the Winery Dogs, of course, the great supergroup theme featuring Mike Portnoy, Billy Sheehan, and none other than Richie Kotzen on guitar and vocals. So that's coming up on Sunday. Also, we've got this weekend as well, Curse of the Collector, the monthly show we do each and every month where we get a bunch of us talking about some cool things we picked up in our collection. So that's also coming up this weekend. You may get another episode of underappreciated and overlooked live albums, as well as those great 6-album runs, those bands with the great 6-album runs. I still have a couple more of those coming up at you, so you may get one or more of both those this weekend. We'll see how time goes. And till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.